5 minutes.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the panel here today, addressing how we both feed and care for America through SNAP and through, ultimately, your Farm Bill, Mr. Chairman. And I appreciate your leadership on that. I want to highlight, to begin with, this conversation of trade. It's at the forefront of everybody's mind, particularly my own, as a, Century Farm kid, but more importantly, the state of Iowa, one of the largest ag-producing states in the country here. I had the honor last week of hosting the new Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins. And during that time, she got to see how Iowa feeds the world by visiting pork plants, row crop, corn, soybean. She also had the opportunity to see how Iowa helps fuel the world by visiting a biofuels plant and helping drive down costs for individuals, both for how they work, but also how they get access to their food. During that time, we also experienced the challenge that most farmers across America see as not having access, or at least fair access, to be able to sell the goods that they produce here domestically around the world. And challengingly, 4 years ago, we were at trade parity with our partners. But now we are at a $50 billion deficit for ag production, and that has a cost here at home, particularly for local growers. 4 years ago, we had no new trade deals, and the Biden administration, in my opinion, helped contribute to a $1 trillion trade deficit. But for Secretary Rollins, just this week, went to new markets, 6 new countries in her first weeks on the job alone, including India, one of the greatest export markets that the United States now has the opportunity to sell our commodities to. That not only helps drive a strong farm family, that helps make sure that these projects, like Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, have the farmers to be able to grow this domestically so that we can feed our communities and not depend on foreign entities to be able to provide for food for Americans today. It's also why, in addition to trade, I've helped lead on something called the Hot Foods Act. Now, we were able to pass, or brought up the language and put it forward in the Farm Bill for last year, but I want to walk through what this is. It moves on to a critical use of a program which makes sense. You think of a single mother, working a 3rd shift, coming home, wanting to feed her family, going to a local convenience store and seeing a hot rotisserie chicken ready and available. But because of SNAP, she can't buy it. You're absolutely right, Mr. Tidwell. She can buy potato chips, she can buy pop, but God bless, we're not even giving her the opportunity to be successful. So here's what I want to see. We want to make sure that we use our SNAP dollars, as limited as they may be, effectively. And when it's 80% of the Farm Bill, that's a substantial portion of where we are. As we look at what we can do to increase this, I'm proud to have been able to partner with Representative Ming to introduce this new bill, the Hot Foods Act, which would eliminate outdated and modernize SNAP to help meet real-world situations. And I applaud this panel for recognizing the need for that going forward while still being responsible with limited SNAP resources. I believe strongly that Iowans and all Americans deserve the flexibility to be smart about how they invest limited funds, because they're doing this in the best way possible to always put their families first. Equally, as a rural state, I want to highlight the importance of our rural communities. There's a young lady in the audience today, Lucia, who is from rural Iowa. And this is one of the great things about rural Iowa. She gets to grow up strong, bright, and vibrant visiting me here in Washington today. But importantly, she wants her community to be successful, her Nana, her Papa, to be able to get the things they need. In this, we are working hard to deliver for our rural seniors. Now, I spoke at length about the need to support working families, but in my district, there are some folks that simply aren't eligible to work, and that's part of our senior community. For too many seniors in Iowa, they can't access the food they need because of where they live. And while my colleague from Illinois is right to talk about downtown Chicago, I'll talk about the rest of the country, where they don't always have the opportunity to get that. In fact, there are more than 100,000 eligible seniors who are missing out on food assistance because they can't travel to the distribution locations. Access to healthy, nutritious food is essential, particularly for people of an age where they need it most. The Commodities and Supplemental Food Program, or CFPP, plays a key role in providing monthly food boxes for around 760,000 eligible low-income seniors. But challengingly, mobility and transportation make it impossible for these folks to be able to access these programs, meaning they're left out. Our pilot program would not only help seniors, Mr. Chair, but it would deliver for Rural Seniors Act, and that's why I'm leading on the Deliver for Rural Seniors Act, to directly help individuals who would be in this step. Not only am I proud that this is a bipartisan opportunity, but it truly maximizes what we're able to do. Hunger should impact no family any worse or harder than others. This bill has the opportunity to do that. With that, Mr. Chair, thank you. Thank you to the panel. I yield my time.
Gentleman yields back. I now recognize Mr. Carbajal